Yo, you listening to the Oprah Rose Show with TT and Gigi, and yeah, get it poppin'.
Thoughts. Everything begins with thoughts.
She's a slut, she's a hoe, she's this, she's that.
We say to girls, you can have ambition, but not too much.
It's about people being uncomfortable with women owning their sexuality.
What is the truest, highest vision that you hold for yourself?
I'm a real ass bitch, and I'm gonna get everything that I'm gonna get on my own.
I know for sure. You don't get what you wish for. You get what you believe.
Hi guys.
What's up? What's up?
I'm TT.
I'm Gigi.
And I'm Didi.
And I'm CT.
Oh, look at you, CT. CEO Thomas. Wait a second now.
I was just like, we did not create it.
He don't listen to the show.
The initials.
I literally was like, we did not explain, but that's okay. This is episode 235 of the Oprah Rose Show.
And we in person, y'all.
We are. We've been doing our Zoom.
Yes, for the past 2 weeks. Thanks for bearing with us.
Parenthesis S.
Right. No good mics, but we back.
Right. The quality might have been a little, but
Child, my mic broke
we're back.
on the way back from LA.
Oh no.
I know.
That's what LA do.
You know, a little carry-on, little number, and I just opened the bag and it was in 2 pieces.
Oh, yikes.
Yeah.
No bueno. We don't like that.
Filing a claim.
Yeah,
Okay.
right. Right. You gotta file a claim on that. You really do.
It was, you know, a little. We good now, though.
Okay.
We back.
Little wear and tear.
You know, as always, tell a friend to tell a friend and make sure you are submitting. The question last week was actually hilarious. I thought about it like the other day of how do you tell a neighbor to basically stop fucking so loud. So should you have any questions like that, make sure you send them into the Oprah Rose Show at gmail.com.
Make sure y'all go back to last week and listen because we got that listener letter, which was hilarious.
Yeah. No, it really was.
Are you a loud fucker?
What? Me?
You be
I literally was like, what? Me? Yeah. I was like, we're not
You
doing
don't make
that.
no
I'm
noise.
kind of loud.
I can be loud. I have to be drunk to be loud because then I'm in my head with noises. Because to that point, like we live in apartments. Like I'm not trying to be loud as shit. Like just waking the neighbors. I bet the neighbors know my name.
Yeah, right, exactly.
That's funny.
But I told you they probably already hear because the way that the lack of insulation in these New York City apartments.
That's true.
They already know.
The only time I'm quiet is the baby in the bed.
Wait, what?
Baby in the bed.
The baby in the bed. Stop acting like y'all wasn't in the bed when your parents fucking.
I pray to God.
Everyone has been scarred
You know what I thought about?
by their parentals.
Nah.
That meme with the lady smoking the weed in front of her baby, and the lady was like giving her baby a shotgun.
And then was trying to
move the smoke away.
out the baby face. She was just like, ooh.
I mean, you know what's funny? It's all the things that you also say pre you, whether it's like the things that you would or would not do in a relationship or when you have a kid. And you're like, I would never do that. So I can't speak for that.
You got to get it in when you can get it in.
Know, so.
Yes, when it becomes a situation of like contingency for like personal time and you have issues with your kid not wanting to like stay in their bed, you gotta just,
make it work.
Yeah.
Right?
Like roll on the floor?
Or you know how people say that they have like
push our ass over to the side and then we be on the other side of the bed. Okay.
You got a king size?
It's a California king.
It's a king.
Right. I was like, it is definitely a California king.
I know,
Welcome to LA, child.
Right.
Judge as you wish. I know y'all was in the bed. I've been traumatized personally by my parents, so I'm only passing this trauma forward. It's true African American blessings.
We break those chains.
That's the generational curses. Those are the generational curses we need to break right there.
Right? Giving your baby shotgun, smoking in the bed, fucking.
Well, I've broken every other chain, okay? She can be like, God damn it, I remember
She ain't gonna remember that.
She ain't.
No, not at all.
No, because if that happened, I had no idea.
Yeah.
We just be quiet.
I don't remember
Be heavy
anything.
sleepers.
Yeah.
Well, if you hear, we got an additional voice on the show. Shout out to CT, a.k.a. CEO Thomas.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
Clark Atlanta graduate.
CAU.
CAU alum.
Fellow Midwesterner.
Chicago
Chi-Town
all day.
native.
Oh, y'all both Midwest in that part.
Yes.
Okay.
What's your sign?
Scorpio.
Scorpio. Oh, that's why y'all on that side in the all black. Come here, sis. Come over here.
The connections
We are
run
black
deep.
and green.
We are not black and green.
Hey, forget them.
Wow. The connections run deep over
up,
here.
CT?
Facts. What's up? Thanks for having me. How y'all doing?
I see T.
We're good.
Great.
We
I already
so
got
happy to
y'all
have
sipping
you.
a little bit.
He came bearing gifts.
Yeah, you are a gentleman and a scholar because,
Facts.
like I said, you came bearing gifts of wine, cups, with merch. We'll get to the Black Dollar family.
Oh, I ain't even get into that. You ain't even say nothing.
Yeah, hashtag toast to life.
Yes.
Okay, I know best friend.
Love it. I love gifts, you know, like love. It ain't even on my high list of with them things, them love languages.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
gifts
I
is
do-
not your love language?
It's not my top, no, but I love it. I do love a gift, so thank you.
No problem.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you, CT.
And you guys go very way back.
Yeah.
Yes. We go back to
Freshman year.
CAU. We're going to date ourselves. 2004. Mm-hmm. Starting on campus, yeah.
So tell us, you said something before we started recording about G being engaged. And how it was a little it was shocking. What was 04 Gigi like? And why was it shocking that she
paint
was
the
engaged?
picture.
So straight up. Gigi's always been the same. She's always been the same person. This has always been her energy. This has always been the person she was.
I can see
She
that.
was always like the one outside, like the one partying. She was the first. I'm gonna tell all you, but she was like the first one doing drugs and stuff out of us, like and stuff.
I
So you know,
was.
I got to that later in life, but she was like the pioneer for a lot of the stuff. Always the same energy. So to your
drug pioneer.
point, cause we had, my memories. We in South
put
Beach
me
for
on to
spring
some
break. We went to
stuff.
South Beach every year spring break. Like that was like our thing. And we down there, we drunk, we smoking little cigars and stuff. But I see Gigi and them, they rolling on another level. And it's like, 06, 07. So
It was Gucci Mane. I've been rolling. I ain't slept
rolling.
in.
I'm dead.
Yeah.
But you
Different
know,
type of turn up.
real quick, put a pin in that. A good alternative is obviously a little weed. You know, a little Backwoods.
A little Backwoods.
Okay.
I'm glad that I've
great for
graduated.
spring break.
Yeah, I'm glad that I've graduated to just more weed smoking. I don't experiment with drugs anymore. Glad I did it when I did it because it was way safer
Yeah.
back then.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
crazy.
because there might be a little
You
fentanyl
know.
in it now, child.
Yeah, it's a little
Or just
fentanyl and
fake.
everything now.
Or just fake.
But thank God for Backwoods and,
Tried
and true.
Mary Jane.
Okay, because you
An
break
amazing
it down
combo.
and fill it up.
Yeah, that's it.
Smoke Backwoods.
Shout
'cause
out
they
to
the most
Backwoods.
expensive.
Okay.
We gotta find out what that song lyric is.
It's OG Mac Dre, yo. That's other Mac. You really know Mac Dre?
I don't know
So that's
Mac
a
Dre.
Bay Area legend. Anybody
Okay.
from the Bay
It
watching
sounded
this is
like
probably
that.
going crazy right
You
now.
right, you sound like you was about to crip. We're like,
Right, when you said that, I was
Like-
like, I felt like, it was like a.
I didn't know who he was
West
until
Coast
college,
thing.
getting to Clark and meeting people from the Bay and from Cali and stuff.
Okay.
Because like I said, Midwest, coming
Yeah.
from Chicago, that was all I knew. I didn't even know that black people were different. So meeting people from the Bay. And I remember Mac Dre died. That's why I say RIP. He died our freshman year. And I remember seeing girls like crying on campus. And I'm like, what is it? Y'all crying about? Like, they like Mac Dre died. I'm like, who? Found out.
Honestly,
yeah.
I think that
Wow.
is one of the best things, though, about an HBCU, the different experiences. Because, like, I was the
facts.
same way. I didn't know, like, I thought black people were a monolith. Like, I only knew a very
Yeah.
specific type of black person.
Exactly.
And then you get there and you're like, oh, black people do this, so y'all like this
The
or whatever.
regionals is so different in the different regions. Y'all. I
Like,
was
like
amazed.
you said, the music, the all, and it's so different, right? Like you said, like y'all from the Midwest, and like I typically I don't know anything outside the East Coast, like
Yeah.
in California.
Right.
Like it's so different.
Well, it's like we had a view of those from like movies and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
the West Coast
Yeah.
is like Boys in the Hood or whatever. East Coast, Juice or Butter and whatever. But yeah, like I didn't know anything about like your area, Baltimore, DMV, all that stuff. I knew.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
amazed when I
Same.
met people from the DMV and PG County and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
I was amazed, and I'm still
That's so
infatuated
sweet.
with PG County.
Not
girls.
infatuated.
PG County.
He said that
girls
pretty
is-
girl county got me in the
it's
headlock.
something
I'm
special. It's something
screaming.
special.
Is it? I mean, look.
Yeah, so her
Be
is nothing.
infatuated
She-
with
Yeah, I was
Baltimore.
like, is it?
Not
Right.
PG County.
No,
So
I
what
mean,
made
Baltimore
y'all?
too.
What made y'all decide to go to Clark? Because I feel like with high school, like your guidance counselor was almost like prescribing you where to go.
Yeah.
You had that?
That's
Yeah.
a blessing.
Really? I never met with a guidance
Oh,
Oh,
counselor.
really?
in high
But
school.
I didn't really meet with her till like the end. It was like the end of the year.
No, I don't even think we had one. Matter of fact, we did, and
She was trying to
sleeping
tell
with
me
a
to go to a
student.
community college. Oh, wait,
Spill
what?
that, spill that.
Yes, she was sleeping with
It's
the
giving
student.
Catholic school.
Yes, it was, listen, they gonna make a movie
Wow.
about my high school. She was sleeping with a student, but she was like the
Did you
guidance
go to an
counselor.
all-girls
Yes.
house? Okay,
Wait.
sorry. I
Yes.
just wanted to reaffirm.
Happy
That's what I said. They're
pride.
They're going to make a movie about my high school, and she was like messing with students and stuff like that. But I don't know if
Not
she was
multiple.
guiding, like even though
Apparently.
but
She
she
was
also
guiding
Got
that
into their
coochie.
bedroom.
Yeah.
Got
But
into
she also was like the gospel choir,
Oh no.
whatever teacher, and we
Yeah.
couldn't sing a lick.
Wow.
like
Like
a
choir
lick,
director?
choir director,
Yeah.
whatever.
Not
and
her
she
using
taught-
that as an avenue
vessel.
to recruit.
Yeah, and she taught like history, child. She was multifaceted.
So how did y'all
So
decide
how
to
did
go to Clark?
sorry.
So yeah, I didn't have the guidance counselor experience either. Mine was my family kind of pushing me to go on an HBCU tour because they wanted me to go. I grew up like very black, very pro-black, excuse me. And we went on a tour of HBCUs in Atlanta and Alabama. And I liked Clark a lot. Wasn't my favorite at the time. Alabama State actually was. But Clark offered me a scholarship. And I was
you're
like,
smart.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Chris was in the honors program.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. Wow.
Yeah, honors
He
program.
real smart.
Yeah, I was there on
You
a full
kept your scholarship?
I almost lost it at one point, but I had
Okay.
to like appeal because I had to maintain like a 3.5 or 3.25.
3.5.
It might have been 3.25. I might be exaggerating.
even
I think it was
3.2?
3.25.
Oh, Lord.
And I had slipped at one point, but I like wrote a letter.
That's
When you
easy
was
to slip
pledging.
on that.
Yeah.
Actually, no, because you know.
Pledging, I made
Hey,
my highest.
A5, they made
My
our
highest GPA
our
pledging.
GPA went up while we were online. Like they made us
That makes
like a
sense.
different level of focus. You know.
Yeah. I mean, I went to college. I wanted to be in a band, in a black college band, and I saw Drumline and found out that the school was Clark Atlanta. So, yeah, that's
You know what I
far
always
as it went
black
for me.
programming matters.
But it matters,
does.
yeah,
It does.
because that was
That's how you
how
saw.
it found me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know about for this next generation because they don't really watch TV or movies, but like
Just programming in different.
it
But
matters.
I feel like I
Representation
see a lot
matters.
of good things online in general for HBCUs across the board. So I feel like I want to believe that the youth are still finding that within the content that's being like seeded out online.
I don't see it.
So
Yeah, I was like, besides all the like money that I feel like
I mean, you throw money
people
at it,
are
but like things
giving.
happen. Like BT just had that campaign with HBCUs not too long ago.
yeah.
I can't remember what it was, but I know they had like a video at Clark, and it was like Lil Baby or something, and some other people. But like they're
I feel
trying
like
to bridge
Clark
the
been
gap.
getting a hell of a lot of like promotion lately.
Yeah, we definitely have. CAU been rapping.
yeah,
CAU
the
been rapping
post
well.
George Floyd era, you know, all the
Yeah.
white guilt, you know, it
Big-
spills out.
Listen, taking all that Miss Bezos money.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. All the corporations money.
Shout out to Mackenzie.
Right.
Yeah.
Shout out to her.
Giving back that money.
To what she give it back to?
What?
She gave-
HBCUs.
Yeah, she gave out like a lot to all different
Yeah.
schools, and not just like the
Not
top.
the basic ones that
Yeah.
you know,
Not the
everybody, not
Howards
just
and
Howard and
Morehouses.
Spelman and
Yeah.
Morehouse. Like she hit
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
Like,
she was hitting everybody.
Delaware State got money. Like everybody getting money.
I'm dead. Yeah. Del State.
Shout out to Tubbs.
Okay.
Literally, I was thinking
Yeah,
about
everybody hookers and Tubbs.
That's what I was saying. Actually, and I know two other people that went there though. So yeah, like shout out to Del
I mean,
State.
I always had wished I went to a HBCU. I didn't go to a HBCU. I went to a PWI, whatever you want to call it.
Where'd you go?
You don't even know what it is. Towson? See? So, you know, in hindsight, like when I have children, like I'm going to advocate for them to go there because it is that sense of community and that sense of like belonging and like all these different things that you learn about yourself and like your community and the people that you're around.
Yeah.
I'm a little
Agreed.
sad.
Especially at that impressionable
child, you're
age.
fine.
Yeah. I don't think I knew the commitment that I was making at the time of which I was
Right.
making it. Like I was just, hey, I love playing my instrument and I have an opportunity to go play it at a black school. Like this is dope. And then when I got there, I was like, oh my God, this is the best decision I ever made. But that continues to reaffirm itself 15 years later. And that for me is incredible because I had no idea of the level of weight, but also like not even the level of weight, but just how it would continue to just like reinforce itself in my life. So I want to push that on my kid, but I want to push it by like just bringing her and just showing her and immersing her and not saying like, hey, you have to do
Right.
this, but like
This is a choice.
she'd be like, well,
naturally.
man, my mom been bringing me to homecoming
Right.
since I was 4.
Yeah.
So shit, like this is, and even if it's not Clark Atlanta, I would hope that, you know, that it is something of HBCU. And it's like she picks the best school for her. Because if she want to go to Howard, she want to go to Spelman, or she want to go to Delaware State, that like is,
She can go.
you can go.
You see the
and I support
possibilities.
it.
Delaware
Yeah.
State, but
Don't do that.
Yeah, it's quiet, but you know, it's all right. You know, I throw that out
Damn.
As
there.
long as you're around your people and your community, especially at that age, I feel like that is very key and like that nurturing and stuff. I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for the decision I made. Like I say the same thing. It's the best decision I ever made going to Clark. And I didn't understand it at the time, but like getting there on campus and finding like, you know, surrogate mothers and different things and people that really like care for me and wanted to see me like succeed and matriculate through college. I don't think I would have made it at a PWI where I might have just been a number in the classroom. You know?
Yeah.
So
that's
it was
what
a
I felt
blessing.
like.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I told you in my experience is like different. I was not like ingrained in college at Howard at all. Like I would go home every weekend. I thought everybody was corny, and then I actually tried to
Well, you didn't
transfer
stay
to
on
Clark.
campus?
I did, but I went home every weekend because I was only 45 minutes away.
Okay.
And then I went to Clark. I think I visited my freshman year, tried to transfer. I loved it. Like I loved the energy. My mother would not let me, and so I was kind of like,
could have been BFFs.
right,
Right.
I know. I did. I loved it. They started fighting at the basketball game, and I was like, I'm going here. I have to transfer
Sounds accurate.
immediately.
It's very accurate.
Yeah, I was like, immediately.
It just felt more real.
It did. It
Yeah.
did. There was something about Howard that felt very pretentious to me.
It
and
is.
right. I mean, thank God now because I'm like a low key elitist, so it's like whatever now. But
Gotcha.
best choice. But no. But I wish I would have been more like ingrained because everybody's like freshmen. Like obviously I have friends and everything, but like those bonds were really formed. And I'm coming in kind of like my sophomore year, like, okay, well now I gotta stay, and now I don't have a choice. And I stayed on campus for 3 years, and then I remember my sophomore year, I was like, oh, this is kind of fire. I was missing out on all this freshman year. I did not know.
But you had
I
a
wish I
whole
would've.
job too.
And then and then I was working, so it was like I would stay. Like I was dating someone that like lived in Bowie, so it was 20 minutes. So I was there
was
more than
no
I was
campus
anywhere
life for
else.
you.
Yeah, it was no camp. It was like it wasn't a lot of
Literally just
campus
going for
life.
class, yeah.
Exactly. So I definitely wish I would have like
Nah, we lived on
stayed
campus,
and
yo.
did all that.
Yeah. And also another decision. I didn't live on campus either. Well,
Yeah.
you did, but
At
I
all?
technically didn't. I never lived on campus. But
never
like
left
my
campus.
campus was like going to the club. So I had a total different experience, I feel like. But I feel like I needed that because I needed to come into my own within that community. So it allowed me to be able to like go out. Because had I been on campus, I just would have been around, no shade, white people all the time.
Yeah,
What city is that?
I get
school
that.
in?
Baltimore.
Oh, it's in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Okay.
I get that. Well, one thing I will say about you specifically, CT, and just in life in general, is you were one of those people who kind of like had a really, which I think is for a lot of people who go through life and you're like, okay, this is what I'm supposed to do. And then you make a pivot, which is scary. It's brave and also rewarding. So you were really smart in school. You were in the honors program.
Yes,
I think you graduated with honors.
Yeah.
Okay. You were an accountant at a top tier firm
Big Four.
for
Yeah.
Oh, come
how
on,
many
Big Four.
years?
Are
I
you
know
single?
that's
It's giving like ladies life.
Ladies, okay. Is this mic on?
See, so you got your CPA.
No, I didn't go CPA.
All
Right? I
right,
decided
you-
I didn't want to
Okay.
stay in that. That was like the first. I kept making it. So I appreciate everything she said. My thing, I was like trying to make half pivots
It's
when
good,
God was telling me
ENY,
to
Deloitte,
turn all
which
the way.
one?
ENY.
Okay. The first one.
Yeah.
First one I named.
Yes.
I don't even know. I don't even know what that means.
I was an accounting
First
major
thing
too.
I
It's
Yeah.
giving East New York. Okay.
I motherfucking did.
Yeah, I was like, who?
Ernst
But
and
no, yeah, I
Young.
did 5 years public at Ernst & Young. Trial by fire for sure. Burned out on that. Tried to pivot, like did a half spin when God was telling me make a full spin. Wasn't listening. Ended up moving to New York at that point. Ended up back in accounting, but in private sector, so it was a little more chill, making a little.
You
more
had to
money.
rest on what you knew.
Yeah. When I'm running out of money, so I'm like, all right,
Yeah.
let me go ahead and
Yeah.
start applying for these accounting jobs. Had a job within a week because having Big Four experience, you gonna
Right.
get the interview. And now God telling me again, and finally listening, and now working in more creative spaces, doing more community driven things that kind of feed my fire, feed my passion a little bit more. So a lot happier right now.
How was that? Like, because it is very difficult to just like make a leap. First of all, like I feel like sometimes it takes multiple times.
Yeah,
like, you
for
know, you don't know if you want to do it. You maybe quit your job. You, all right, I'm going to chill. You go back, you go private sector because that's safe. But then now, like, you've made the full transition. So how was that for you? Like, you feel, like you were a failure at any point? Like,
It's
like
definitely
you
a
let
lot.
your family down. When
I
you
was
the
so
young
bad.
black successful person, I don't know. I know you, but I don't know like the roots of what you come from.
Yeah, and being the only child as well. So like, yeah, it's definitely some of that feeling like you could potentially let your family down and different things. And at this point, having experience with it and stuff, I stopped telling my family everything because like they just stress you out more.
Yeah.
Hell
with
yeah.
asking questions and everything. But yeah, it was difficult. And now still dealing with some forms of like imposter syndrome and stuff because you like learning new things and new spaces that you feel like, well, I didn't technically go to school for this, but then it's like, okay, I didn't necessarily have to. I could learn this and learn on the job. A lot of these people that are in these positions learned on the job.
You can't go to school for nothing.
You can figure it out. So it's battling some of that, and then also battling the feeling of like, I'm 35 doing this. Like I'm too old to be like, I should have it figured out by now. So it's difficult, but still looking for the rewarding part of it. It's rewarding again now, and everything that I'm doing with our different companies. And like I said, we get to the Black Dollar family and Glasses Global, but it's rewarding in that aspect. But now trying to turn it into like real monetary value to where like I could actually make a living doing these things, right? So that's where I'm at now.
I love that because it does sound so scary. Like I'm a very like structured type A person, and so and I thought about that one time, and I was like, I had like one point in my career where it was like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna continue to do music? Like, are you gonna do events? Are you gonna do your own thing? And I was like, I need to check every 2 weeks. Like, and I went back to something that I did not want to do. It ended up being a blessing in disguise, though. Yeah. But it was something I did not want to do, and you know, and almost like taking a step back. But I wouldn't even know how to pivot. You know, I wouldn't. I feel like I'm like, where would I start? Like, what would I do? How would I make money? Like,
you say that, but you've done it to a degree in different points in your life. It may not be something as drastic as like jumping from accounting to like a creative agency type, something like that. But you've done it. We all do it. I mean, we do it daily you do it in your role now daily. Like I'm sure whatever your job title is, you don't do like the same thing every day. Like you're pivoting daily, figuring it out. So
oh, I literally always am like, y'all gotta respect the pivot. Now, I have a whole saying that's like, y'all gotta go with this pivot. Like that, and I think a lot of I'll be pivoting.
Believe in yourself.
I
toast
think
the
right.
pivoting. Can we get a shot?
Okay.
I told you we gonna drink a little bit over there. Toast to life. Toast to pivoting.
Okay.
Toast to pivoting. Toast to that pivot, child. It's giving like Michael Jordan.
Yeah, no, because I get that too. Because I also was an accounting major. Okay. Started out in accounting. Moved here, was doing accounting to New York.
All this, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like pivot. Like every job I've had since I've lived in New York.
I had no idea about this accounting background of yours.
Because it wasn't who I was.
And you so goddamn creative. I'm just like, what the fuck?
To CT's point, it's like I knew what I wanted to do at the end of it all. And I remember like coming to New York and visiting T and just being like, I want to work with an artist and like their album rollout. Like I remember I used to always, I didn't know what that shit would do or like what that job was or how I got there. But like I knew that that's where I wanted to be in some form or fashion. So I feel like at this point I'm like still getting there. Like I'm not at that end goal yet. From when
but you're like in it. I'm like, you know, and I think for you, like, right, you were at these like accounting like these spaces and
I did pivots and even like the pivot didn't work and had to go backwards sometimes.
And yeah, exactly. And then went backwards. And then remember
like,
the one
get this money.
Remember the one that was like horrible, but it got you to like the next
It opened
thing,
doors because
you know?
it was on the resume.
Right, exactly. Which is always I think the interesting thing that's hindsight. Like you're never ever gonna see it in it and you're like this job is absolutely fucking horrible. I hate it. Like I had a job, I said I'm gonna be here for 6 months. I was there for 3 years.
A blessing in disguise.
It got me to where I am now. That it's like again all that type of stuff is it's very much hindsight though.
Because we're people, we're human, we're forever changing, and we're forever wanting more for ourselves and wanting something different. And if I'm bored with it, I'm done with it.
Move on.
It's time to pivot.
And I think our generation is way more focused on like actually, you know, listen, I don't want to work, but I think our generation is way more at least like we're thinking about the enjoyment of it. Where you know our parents' generations is like you get your check, you go to work, like you stay there for 30 years, and like people ain't staying in companies for more than 2 years. Like I said earlier, I was like people will leave jobs when you don't have flexibility. Like you're like, oh, word bet. Somebody else is gonna have like even our generation low key. Like our generation, the ones after us, they move. Like
and that's how you get paid though. Like
and it
that's
is.
how you
I keep telling people that.
If you sit there, you gonna sit with the same company and get 5 whatever % raises each year.
5, 10K here and there.
Which is
you
nothing.
change jobs, you jumping up 20, 25.
So I called my mother. My first job, I was like, who took all this money? I did not realize how much taxes took out. I was like, I thought I was robbed or something.
And you know you making money, so once you hit 100K, they really taking taxes.
Oh, my bonus, baby.
Yeah, they really
they taking all your money.
Bonuses are disgusting.
They tax bonuses like almost
bonuses
50%.
like
literally
almost 50%.
This is a gift. Okay. Cool.
It's
Say
really
less.
bad.
When I say I almost
It's
flipped
like
my desk.
half.
Yeah.
They say like
It's
half.
half. It's half.
Yep.
Yeah. I was disgusted because when I first saw it, I was like,
You had plans for that money?
Yeah, I was
You already spent it in your
and it's so funny
head?
because I
Spend
kept
it
telling
before you
everybody, I was
get
like,
it.
it's tax. So I just want everybody to be clear. It's tax. Because don't be like me. And like you said, you had plans with that money
thought
and
she
then
was
you
gonna
get
get
it.
those
Your
Prada
hella
boots.
plans.
Listen.
Oh no! Listen, I have a whole list of things. She was cute though. Even to tax. Okay.
I haven't really had bonuses before. Like I haven't been in a space to get a bonus.
Y'all don't get bonus.
I know.
What you
Oh,
call
no,
it?
Yeah, I was like, wait, what?
They're like a Swedish European company. They don't really do bonuses.
I'm
You don't
sorry,
like a
what?
year-end bonus though?
That's not a thing.
Wow.
Like even if it's a small one, I've always had a bonus.
Yeah, something even.
Oh, that's
We'll talk about this
disheartening.
offline.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
not a thing.
Wow. I'm a
What am I
motherfucking
working
bad
for?
boy. Records. And at least we
I've
get two
never been a
bonuses.
recipient of a good bonus before.
So I won't say I got like a good, like a grade or nothing, but gotten bonuses, like a couple, $1,000 here or there. But I ain't
Yeah,
got
when
that.
I was like, even that. That's what my old ones were. Like they were.
That's
but-
nice.
them new checks hit.
Yeah.
Bessie and a Tessie.
Yeah. That new bus?
Child. When she came in the group chat talking about that one,
Oh, yeah.
What?
I remember that.
latest bonus?
And I was like, oh, well, dinner's on you.
Oh, listen.
and it was.
It absolutely
Wait,
was
the
on
old one
her.
or this?
The one when the
recent-
company sold.
Oh,
Yeah.
She said, oh.
I remember that one. I remember that bonus.
The new one is like,
But
yeah.
thank the Lord for bonuses
Hello. Toast.
and
Toast the bonuses.
Toast the bonuses increase.
Toast the soft
Increase.
life with bonuses.
soft
yeah.
life. We got trademark
Toast
soft
to the
life.
soft life.
To the
'Cause
soft
we
life.
constantly
A
talk
soft life of
okay,
bonuses.
we've talked about this before on the show. But do men want a soft life?
Hell yeah.
Okay.
I want
What
the
is
softest life
what's
possible.
a soft
if I
life
could be
version
a
of
cat
a
man,
man?
if I could be a cat man, like
Okay,
What's a cat
not
man?
a kept woman.
I
though.
would be at home.
What's a cat man?
Dinner
Right.
be ready.
Oh, but at least you would be doing
Oh,
things.
you
You
getting
can't.
the
I would
kids
say
ready
I was
for
the kids would be
school.
ready.
Okay.
You ain't gotta worry about nothing, baby. What's up?
As long as you ain't like that nigga on the staircase.
That's a job, though,
Matthew.
getting the kids
Look, what's his
ready,
name,
though.
Michael
On the
Pearson. He is a bum
Who?
on the staircase. I told you I'm
Oh,
like
the
obsessed.
show.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
the
sorry.
staircase show.
I'm obsessed.
Oh,
Oh,
He
yeah,
was just-
Michael
he was
Peterson was
running
a
for,
fucking bum.
mayor.
yeah, I thought he was like
And he
politician or
lost
something.
Yeah.
with his ass. He's a
And
bum.
he
Was
lost
spending all her
with his
money buying
ass.
expensive bottles of wine. So I mean, I didn't
Yeah,
get that. Like
spending all her money
all her
fucking
money.
these niggas,
Yeah, fucking
please.
niggas.
Literally.
Like literally. Yeah.
No, the
because
soft-
I'm not. Here's the thing. I think if that works, like I literally saw a clip yesterday, and it said something like, like that whole people are like, oh, you can't split bills. That's a roommate. Like if it works for y'all, it works for y'all. I
outta
don't. I
here.
don't.
You're
agree,
creating
like,
a household. Like
Yeah.
when you share a mortgage, you share a life.
Yeah.
You that makes sense to split the responsibility.
Yeah.
And this is why you can't take, in my personal opinion, you can't take advice from people on
Twitter.
the internet.
You cannot
period.
take
Because
advice from Twitter.
They aren't living in the realities of a relationship,
They at their mama
because
house
what it
tweeting.
means to be one is that it is one. Y'all both equate. You both provide, or you put into the pot for the household.
Yeah.
Even if it is like, hey, maybe your husband pays the mortgage, but you pay the school tuition, or whatever. However, y'all decide to like divide the fold. But
Right.
It's getting worse though. Like it's to the point, honestly, if I see anything, it's like woman says, men says women can't be bosses. When I say I scroll so fucking quick.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
low key. Whoever that nigga is with the headband, that light skinned nigga with the
with
dreads.
that terrible taper.
Yeah, with the tapered sides. Like
Who's
if
this?
he,
I hope
constantly
any
pops
woman
up.
who gives him vagina,
Is he cute?
No, like 'cause she just says
No.
disgusting things.
He just
and they're just dumb. Not
I
even
guess-
disgusting. They're really dumb. And I think
It's
yeah,
all
I feel like
clickbait.
really bad.
There's just like
takes.
clickbait.
Yeah, it's really it's
Mm-hmm.
like and maybe he does believe these things, but it's so, the clickbaits are just like so egregious that it's like I can't even. Somebody said one of my
he
group
doesn't
chat.
respect women.
Let me
That is
actually find
based
it.
off
Is
of
this
his
like
hot
worse
takes.
than? Is he like worse than Kevin Samuels RP?
I agreed with Kenneth Samuels. So.
I mean, on some things, it was his delivery more
It
times
was
than not.
his
It was the delivery more
delivery. It
times
was
than
his
not.
delivery. It was women offering
I
up
actually have
themselves
to you.
for
We
advice.
can move on.
Like, it's just a mess.
We can move on.
Yeah.
Going back to CT and his soft
try to
life. So you mentioned that you would have dinner ready and the kids ready. What's your go-to dinner meal that you would make for
That's a good
said young
question.
lady?
That's a good
Do you
one.
cook? No, you got to
No,
preface
so
that.
I
that's
feel
the
like I
better
could.
question.
COVID made me into a little fake chef.
Okay.
I'm air frying like a motherfucker.
You're thinking
Hey, that
about what you
worked.
would make right now. What would you make?
Right now I got some shrimp de-thawing.
Okay.
So I'm putting like the shrimp in the pasta or something. I'll put it like with rice.
Tail
like
on
a rice bowl. Tail off.
5 minutes to de-thaw. That's why I'm cracking up.
I mean, they in the
it.
fridge. You know,
Yeah,
they in the
I love
fridge.
it though.
They're not in the
love it.
sink. You know?
Okay. See, I'm gonna put mine in the sink.
Mine is definitely in the sink.
Mine's in the sink, for sure.
He said I'm gonna wait for an hour. That's not sanitary.
But no, I put it like, you know, like, because I'm by myself, so I do like a quick little, rice bowl or something with like some spinach or broccoli. Broccoli has like been my jam lately. I go through phases with veggies. Like I OD'd on Brussels sprouts, so now I'm like,
okay, so now you're onto broccoli.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's some of the go-to stuff is like, you know, pasta, rice. Just, you know, meat two sides type thing.
How we seasoning the shrimp?
Me too, side. That's
yeah, I'm eating too. That's Midwest. Yeah?
I did not think that. I was like,
so funny.
You have to have two sides.
Oh, it's two sides for sure.
Yeah,
for
no,
sure.
but I got out of that, but for a very, very long time, like I was like, well, you gotta have like a carb and a vegetable and a meat,
or
like,
at least 2 vegetables.
Yeah, I do one. I got lazy. You know, I
need 3
too.
things on the plate.
Well, you know, and I meal prep for lunch, so it's like
it's
very.
Still 3.
It's like very basic.
Nah.
Like I already know next week is gonna be 1 and 1. It's 1 and 1. That's why we started.
I started skipping on the meat
So
two
boring.
sides shit, but
It's very boring.
Now,
I mean, it's probably not as healthy. I mean, like I said, it's a Midwest thing, and we are by far
No,
not the
I feel
healthiest
like that's a
region.
black people thing. Like I thought.
the Midwest
black
was.
Although, hold on, I don't get fried fish and spaghetti. That shit is disgusting. Like spaghetti is a meal by itself.
Relax. It
It's
depends on where
spaghetti
you're
is
at.
not a side.
It depends on where
It's
you're
not a
at.
side.
It depends on where you're at.
Disgusting.
Spaghetti is a side
It
if
is
you're
a
at a
side.
cookout or a barbecue.
Thank you.
I don't
No,
like
no,
spaghetti.
spaghetti
as
is
sides.
lazy.
Spaghetti is a meal in and
No,
of
it's
itself.
a side.
And you better have some Texas toast on the side or some like
Spaghetti's
some
lazy.
bread
That's if
on
you
the
just
day.
make spaghetti for dinner. If you
I
make
don't
it
like
for dinner,
spaghetti
then
aside.
yes. But if you had a cookout or a barbecue or something, spaghetti's a
Yes,
side.
you can absolutely
believe
have
it.
it as a
Spaghetti in
side.
there.
Spaghetti, the potato salad,
Yeah,
your ribs, whatever your meat, your
chicken.
chicken.
Yeah.
Hungry.
Yes.
It's spaghetti in there.
Do you know I
Some
don't cook
spaghetti in
spaghetti?
there.
I do not cook
I don't. I feel like I've
Really?
come too far
I
to
actually
cook
don't.
spaghetti.
Like whenever I'm
I
at
still
TJ's
make
and Ant's like,
spaghetti.
well, we can get some noodles for spaghetti. No, we can't.
I've eaten so
Let's
much
skip this
motherfucking
out.
spaghetti in my life.
Yeah.
I mean, probably when I have a child, like maybe I would make it, but solo dolo, I don't make that
still
shit
love
no more.
spaghetti, and it still be a side.
Do you
I ain't
get it?
gonna
You
hold
get
you.
the
Not
stuff
a-
from TJ's for
not a
spaghetti?
side.
Huh?
You go to TJ's to get your spaghetti ingredients?
that's
not
bougie.
necessarily. Not
It's a little too bougie
necessarily.
for spaghetti.
Because also TJ's
No, TJ's
don't
is
really
that
have
girl. They
ground
have a-
beef like that.
They
Oh no, they do have ground
Yeah,
turkey.
everything.
And I'm
Arrabbiata
tripping.
It's
sauce.
3 ingredients.
Yeah, the arrabbiata sauce and the vodka
You
sauce
really,
from there.
you really not here for
I've been
spaghetti?
using Rayo's. I like Rayo's
I bought
spaghetti
some of that. I
sauce.
did buy some. So maybe
Yeah.
I must be making spaghetti because I definitely bought some Rayo's
Well, y'all
sauce.
not making y'all. Maybe I am a chef. Y'all not making y'all own sauce?
You make your
nigga,
own
I
sauce?
just said I meal prep.
With
I
the
make
tomato?
fish and a
Tomato
kale.
paste and sauce. Like tomato sauce out the can, like, and then season it up and stuff. I'm not getting
Yeah,
nothing
you
out the
season
jar.
it up.
Season it.
But I
I
get it
thought-
out the jar.
No, not out the.
Wait, what?
What?
Nah, okay.
I thought you was breaking
Okay,
the.
chef.
I thought you was breaking the tomatoes down.
No, I'm not there
Right,
yet.
pureeing
Maybe
that
one day.
shit.
Maybe one
CT.
day. I'm not there yet. I ain't got enough counter space.
So okay, so
Brooklyn
we
Welcome to New
apartments.
York.
Yeah.
so we are gonna do the male version of the Lori Dashian game.
Have we done this?
So you're making. We have
This
never
is the
done
first.
this.
Okay.
This
First
is
time ever.
unprecedented.
Hit the horns, Lady J.
Ladies!
Hit the horns, Lady J.
So this is the first version of this is the male version of the Lori Dashian game. We've already explained it to you, but your pick is from Destiny's Child. What spaghetti and
I'm
fish
dead.
side are you making
She
for?
really going with that.
Are you making for?
I'm dead.
Are you making for the
So
members
we
of Destiny's
said
Child?
OG.
We starting
We
out
saying
with-
OG Destiny's Child, right?
OG
OG
Destiny.
Destiny.
Like I'm not gonna pick
Destiny
Beyonce.
4.
That's too cliche.
But
Yeah.
OG, you might have not. So it's real.
1999
99.
version. Yeah, let's keep it there.
The original 4, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Latavia, Latavia,
Latavia. Mhm.
Kelly, Beyonce.
All right. I'm taking Beyonce out because that's too cliche. That's the easy
So the
route. Of
three
course,
of them.
everybody's going, I'm a wife Beyonce. That's easy. I'm starting with Latavia. That's going to be my around the way boo to come up.
Okay.
Because that's right. That's what I'm like coming up with, right?
Exactly.
Just hitting the scene.
Wasn't she dating the niggas in Jagged Edge?
She was.
Okay.
I think one of the twins.
Weren't they all
Crazy as
twins?
shit. They like cousins and brothers.
It was
No.
like 2 sets of twins, right?
It was one.
It was one set of twins.
You know, black
Brandon
people.
and I forgot the other ones.
Brian.
Brandon and
And
Brian.
then, of course, they cousins.
Nothing is promised.
Right.
Why do we
Latavia.
know their names?
I don't
I
know.
love Jagged Edge.
But the fact that we
Wingo?
did know
Like
their
we
name
both
is-
looked at each
Wingo,
other.
I do remember
said,
Wingo.
Wingo.
Yeah, that was a
Wingo.
weird name, though.
Right. And
Yeah.
Wingo was the one that was like stuffing the like diamond ring
Yeah,
down his
he was
fiance's
fucking his
throat.
bitch
He was like
up.
crazy.
Lord, God bless.
Them R&B niggas.
Yeah.
Yikes.
And I forgot the last one's name.
It's all right.
It's forgettable.
So why will we let this thing go?
Maybe. Starting with Latavia, then I'm going to Kelly actually for the real comeuppance, you know. And then I'm wifing. I always had a thing from like them OG Destiny Child's days. Latoya was always my favorite.
Now he's
This is what I would pick. Latoya
You're a
was my
man of
girl.
good taste.
Latoya was the dog.
Latoya was the
that
dog.
I did love
one.
me some Latoya.
She was that one.
Yeah.
I'm making the fish and spaghetti for her
Yeah.
every
He
Thursday.
said I'm making
with
every
fried
Thursday.
tilapia.
Is it
on the
tilapia or is it
side.
No,
cod?
it's
No, it's
tilapia.
Is it
catfish,
cod?
baby.
So it gotta be.
I hate cod.
So I
hope
stopped
it's
on the
catfish.
catfish, but I might do some
Whiting.
When we do whiting, yeah. I did
Yeah.
the whiting.
Oh yeah. Okay,
we
that's
gotta
cute.
whiting.
That's
Look,
cute.
I love me some whiting.
What's the fish segregation?
I don't. Cod is very thick and like white.
That's like
pause,
beef,
but
almost
like
beefy. Like it's cod.
Yeah,
feel like a
who's
fish
making
taco.
cod?
For a fish taco,
pause.
but catfish is
I don't
better.
like it.
Catfish is that girl.
Catfish and
Catfish.
white.
But-
No, whiting is
But
that.
Whiting
is the dog. She's
And I don't
better
like-
than because catfish the pork of the sea.
I
Yeah.
don't like but I eat pork, so I like catfish. And I don't like cornmeal though. I don't like cornmeal.
Really?
I like I just like regular it's one guy, it's some black man, and they sell it at Essence and like everywhere, but that's my favorite one. I don't like cornmeal though. Although at Roots I was fucking up. I had like 16 pieces of cornmeal catfish. I don't know who the caterer was, but
Yeah, I
know
need
that's
my
right.
I need
like
a
I woke up
catfish
thinking about it. I was
cornmeal.
like, damn, I want that catfish with that cornmeal. I don't like the corn flavor. I don't like corn tacos. So
Okay.
I might be with you on that, yeah.
yeah.
Girl, just believe. I promise.
Wow.
Shout out to Latoya Lockett.
Yo, I hope she is doing well wherever she
She
is.
is. She's out here acting and shit
Yeah.
Is she?
on Lifetime.
I bet she's still beautiful too.
She is.
She is. She absolutely is.
Who was she? She was with
She's
somebody.
divorced.
Wasn't she? She's a 2-time divorcee, I think.
Oh, really?
Part of me says no.
Oh, yeah. Because
She did have that breakup song.
that
Yeah.
nigga, that is my shit.
Yeah, I forgot about that
Okay.
shit.
Cause I'm just torn in between the two.
There you go.
Cause I really wanna be with you.
There you go.
A bop. Like
I got
whole
some
bop.
other ones too, but you know that makes me into a Latoya Luckett fan.
Yeah, I had that album, but I really only knew Torn.
It's 2 albums.
Oh, excuse me. She's doing some mommy thing though. Like now I have to look into
mom influencer or something?
Yeah, look at
Get money.
Makes sense.
like look now I gotta look at that thing. Okay, so we are sipping from these. We have Ern, and we did a financial literacy
Yeah, shout out my brother Ern.
episode.
Yeah.
He taught us a lot.
Bitcoin. Yeah, he did.
Happy
he did.
belated birthday, Ern.
Yes,
He did.
yes,
He taught us a
we
lot with our like.
just tried to celebrate it in Philly. Unfortunately, he
I
got caught by the
know.
vid. So we
I
had to
know.
pivot. That's how I ended up
he
at
was
Roots,
gonna do the
actually.
walk.
Yeah.
We set up a bar crawl.
Yeah, the bar crawl,
Wow.
and the people
And
still went without
Some
him.
of the people from me still went.
Yeah, which was lovely.
Cause he's just such a good guy. Like he has such
amazing
amazing
person.
energy.
Like
He
one
is.
of my
Amazing.
one of my niggas, and it's crazy that I think back and I like just met him like in 2020. Maybe.
Yeah, it's the
Shit,
quality
same.
of the friendship,
This
not the
day.
length.
not
the
time. Yeah.
It's definitely not the time.
Yeah.
Because I think he's somebody else who kind of had a pivot. Like, and I feel like constantly, like we know 2 people that were in finance and like completely pivoted to something,
Yeah. Yep.
completely different. And I don't think, to be honest, I never realized like, I guess the burnout that it comes with. And, obviously
Heavy
we talked about
burnout.
his. And so you guys collectively have.
So not this specifically. So Black
was
Dollar
like-
Family. Well, technically now because
Glasses
we're
Sla-
restructuring. But Glasses Global is our agency that me and Irma now are part of with Tubbs, Manny, and Jones. And so yeah, we do the financial literacy workshops in Brooklyn.
Lips Cafe, right?
At Lips,
I
yeah,
love
at
it.
Lips. Shout out to Lips. Everything we try and keep it as much Black owned and Black dollars in our community as we can.
Yeah.
We have that. We have the Very, Very Black Variety Show, which I know you've been to before. We got another one of those coming up in July.
Because I got a crush on Sam J.
Oh, really?
I do.
I love
Did you get to meet her that night?
I did.
She was back cool. She hung around for a while.
I kind of
after.
came up as like a fake stan.
Yeah.
And then it was so funny. I saw her at Roots and she was with her girlfriend. And then I started the new
Beyonce
season.
now, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Oh yeah, maybe.
fake fiancé.
Wow,
That's my
Ooh,
girl.
it's out for me then, I guess. It's quiet then.
Take your claim.
Yeah, she got, because I was like, damn, she got body, yaddy, yaddy. She was giving legs, hips, and body. Like, and I didn't realize she was like making jokes about her having like a BBL or whatever. And I was like, oh, I got it. Let me get my BBL so I can give me a Sam J.
Yeah, she was mad cool. She like stayed and kicked it after.
She did,
That's
yeah.
We had to
fire.
like move her up in the show that night because she had like another show after she was supposed to go to, but she ended up having such a good time that she stuck around. So it was really dope.
fire.
And that's really kind of what we want to push in our things is like just vibes, community. It's nothing pretentious.
Yeah.
Like nothing, no Hollywood type stuff. Like just have a good time with good people, and nobody there is gonna press you or anything. You might have a TT trying to rub up on you or something, but nothing too crazy. She probably liked it.
TT trying to rub up.
But
Listen, the parties
Man
have
or
been.
woman?
I ain't gonna like. We went to. What was the last one at Dumbo?
Oh, so that's body language.
Body language,
Yeah.
which is
Oh,
like I feel like
gosh.
still an extension. Right.
Yeah, that's what
we
it's
lost our whole minds.
Everybody thought it was their birthday. CT.
Listen.
Everybody.
Listen,
We lost our
body,
entire
they
mind.
let the
That's the
niggas
energy
in
y'all
Dumbo.
giving.
Wait, it was so crowded. I don't even know who was there.
They let the niggas in Dumbo, and I love it. Shout
was
out to
full.
DJ 9 a.m. and Tubbs. Yeah, that's 9
Shout
a.m.'s
out,
party.
shout out.
It was to
Pat.
capacity.
Pat.
Listen.
Remember, I
they-
wasn't in no membership. Talking about, I have a membership. What are we talking about? No, talking about.
And there was a
get to the
line
front.
wrapped around.
Wrapped. Like they really are creating
never
like a
seen it
whole
like
thing
that.
party.
Never seen it like that. And
I had
I've seen
never
other
seen that.
other Soho houses around the country are kind of adapting that same thing. Because I saw like
Oh, wow.
the LA what's the warehouse?
The Warehouse.
The warehouse.
Yeah.
Like Brian
Lello
Michael
does
Cox
it,
had
too.
one there. Like
Wow.
Lello, another thing. So it's been dope. Like we just trying to do a lot of community programming, and those are like extensions
Chicago
of it.
Soho House, my fave though. I ain't gonna hold
Really,
you.
I haven't been to Chicago's actually. No, I haven't. I gotta check that out. But yeah, so we got other things. Our biggest thing now is the Recess Kickball League that we have in Brooklyn. Our second year officially doing it. We've doubled in size. Got corporate
Nice.
sponsors now.
Look
like
at y'all.
a whole
It's giving
a whole
community,
thing.
fitness,
Listen.
fun, flirty.
Financials.
Girls are out.
Financial responsibility.
I don't know about you, but how about me?
How do I
saying.
get the social calendar?
The social follow at Glasses Global. Follow us
Okay.
at Glasses Global.
Okay.
Posting everything. We
Can
have the
do I get
calendar of upcoming
email
events.
alert?
Yeah, we got an email list as well.
Girl,
You can get the emails. Yeah.
follow the damn Instagram page.
Do I get email alert?
Because I'll be like, click, unclick.
Yo, that's right. Going to your
That's
promo
spam.
folder that you never even see.
That third tab.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know about
Follow-
No, that's
Make
how
sure
it
y'all
always
follow
be
the
though. All the
Instagram.
homies always be like, "Oh, I didn't even know." And it's like we've been posting this for months.
Yeah, right. Like,
I
everywhere.
love it.
I need a stickiness. Email kind of sticky.
But yeah, that's our biggest thing right now is the kickball league. So yeah, we have 8 teams now, a little over 100
Wow.
people.
That's fire.
It's
Oh my
beautiful,
gosh, it's
yeah.
like it's just having fun too.
Yeah.
Like, life is we constantly talk about on the show, like having to create your joy and like make time for the things that you want to make time for. So I love the idea, like you said, of like an adult like kickball league. Like somebody asked me in Philly, and I was like, I don't really do, like, I work out, but I was like, I don't do like team sports because I'm not a good sportsman. Like, no, I'd be like, bitch, what the fuck? Like, I'm really
We got some
not.
people
I'm,
like that.
I'm competitive.
We got
and
some
I
hot
don't,
heads for
You might
sure.
fight-
Yeah.
You might fit right in.
Exactly. But I was like, I just don't need another commitment. But it's like that, though, that people like associate, because I was with Chanel and people associate, like all of the things that you guys are doing with everybody else. So I love it. All these things for the.
thank you,
Come on,
thank
Black.
you.
So you still did not answer my question. I said, should ladies slide into your DM or not?
I'm dating. That's all. I'll leave it at that.
Ooh, okay.
But yeah, back to these businesses.
What you looking for?
In.
What you looking for? What's your type? Latoya Luckett?
Latoya Luck is definitely a type. I ain't got no. No, I got. My friends will tell you I have a type. I don't think I really have a type. I just love beautiful. It's gotta be a black woman. I love beautiful black women.
As long as it's that.
I
listen,
stand
never dated
that.
outside of my
we
race.
stand.
Enough said.
Yeah, it's just black women. I'm here for it all.
I stand that.
We do. We stand black
Yeah.
black love, child.
Yeah. Oh, and then the cups, like we were saying, Black Dollar Family. So this is basically, like I said, we're restructuring GG so that this will fall under kind of like our not-for-profit, more community-driven events.
Word.
So the financial literacy stuff and some of the other like things that we're specifically doing at black businesses, and a lot of times partnering with some type of charity or some type of some type of give back will be under Black Dollar Family.
I love it.
Toast to Life is me. If y'all know.
Anything that I can do to help, please let me know. And I really do mean
Likewise,
that.
we mimic that from the
I don't
show.
say things I don't mean, so I really mean it. Well, thank you so much, CT.
Thank you for having me, yo.
Where can people find you?
At CEO Thomas on Instagram. I'm looking here. At CEO Thomas on Instagram. Follow also, please, the business pages at Black Dollar Family and at Glasses Global. And yeah, that's it. No, I feel like I always got to say, like, no corny shit. My full name is Christopher Edward Overton Thomas. That's where the CEO Thomas comes from. I'm not like branding myself. I'm not being facetious and branding myself some CEO
I definitely thought
shit.
that, but I also didn't think anything
No,
of it.
I didn't think
anything
corny.
of it.
Yeah, I didn't think
I'm not
anything
that corny. I
But-
thought that's kind of corny to me, but like, nah.
Yeah, like when
That was shout out to my parents. They had the foresight for that. I
Chris,
guess.
that's a strong.
That's fire.
That's a strong black name
Strong
right there.
Overton.
black ass
Overton,
name.
yeah.
no, when you said Overton, I was like, okay.
Overton always
Are you
resonates
named
with
after
everyone.
someone like
So
a
I'm
granddaddy?
almost a junior. My father is Christopher Overton Thomas.
Okay.
And my mother's father, my grandfather's name was Edward, and he passed shortly before I was born. So they wanted me to have a piece of his name to also honor his legacy. So
You still a junior.
I thought I was, well, I called myself junior for a long time until I learned that my dad didn't have the exact same name. And then I was like, well, you technically not. So, but
Come on,
kind of junior.
The only Overton I know is living single. So.
That's what everybody always.
I know. You know black people.
Nobody forgets the Overton.
we
and then they
among
call
that
me.
ever.
They rubbing my beard, calling
We
me
a
OB and
monolithic
stuff. Like,
family.
Not rubbing your oof.
Wow.
All right. Should we ask him the ending questions real quick?
Yes.
Okay.
So Christopher Edward Overton Thomas.
All of that, yeah.
What would you tell your younger self?
Oh my gosh, my younger self. Don't be scared. Like, you don't have to have it figured out. Don't be scared. Try different things. Like, you're gonna have different versions of yourself for different parts of your life. You don't have to be one thing.
Oh.
I think that would probably be the biggest thing, because we get a lot of pressure, especially from our parents and the older generations, to like, what do you want to be when you grow up? What is you gonna do?
Yeah.
And it's
What's
like, it
that
doesn't
one
have to
track?
be one answer to that.
Yeah.
Like, I could be this for now until I'm done, or I'm bored being that. I could be something else. I could pivot to pivot to something else.
Yeah.
So that's what I would tell my younger self, is to not press so much trying to figure out what this one thing you're supposed to be when you grow up. I still don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
I always say that.
Come on now.
We always say this is like my third life right now.
Listen.
It's literally.
I'm waiting for the soft life, child.
That's my final form.
That's
the final
Because
form.
I ain't going back to the projects after that.
This
Okay.
is the it is giving final form, baby.
Child,
Soft life.
I'm at hard medium right now.
It's giving well done, bitch. I'm trying to get to me. No, low
I'm
key.
getting rare.
I'm medium. I'm
It's
trying to get to
giving very
rare.
rare.
Yeah, I'm trying to get to like moo. Like
Like, bitch, what you eating? The cow?
right. Yes.
Gently
So-
walk through the
Yes.
through the oven.
And CEO Thomas, what do you know for sure?
Then I don't know shit. No.
That's real.
That is.
Not man. Everything's made up. One thing I know for sure is that everything happens for a reason. I truly believe that. I truly believe everything's connected on levels that we can't even interpret. And it, what's the saying? Like, energy is neither created nor destroyed. It's only transferred. I truly believe that, because like, you could pick up on that when you're around somebody with negative energy. They bring your mood down instantly. You got to move away from them situations and really protect yourself in that regard. So, yeah, one thing I know for sure is that energy is real and everything happens for a reason, I guess I'll say.
I love that.
It is. I believe that. Yeah, you'd be like, I'll walk in a place and be like, I'm not feeling the energy. It is time
Vibes
for
is
me to
off.
go.
and
Yeah.
you be
Yeah,
out.
literally be like,
I
nope.
feel that's a real thing. Like, I be really feeling people's energy and be having like course correct whatever that situation is, because you're not about to project that on me.
No.
But you know, some people can't feel it, and I think
Yeah,
I
some
thought
people can't.
that everybody you could be
Yeah.
like, oh, the vibe, like, and not like, oh, look, oh, the vibes is off, but like
Yeah.
some people can't. They just it's
Some
like
people just aren't perceptive on that.
at all,
No.
like
You know,
self-aware.
not to get on
that-
like, yeah, it's just not perceptive on that level. That.
yeah,
You
at
cannot
all.
assume everybody is self-aware.
You can. I think I did for a
Yeah.
while.
Yeah.
So most people aren't. I think more people aren't
Most
than
people
are.
aren't.
No, you're right. It's almost like that, and then because it's so much stuff like, you know, in our everyday lives that even at work, you know, you're dealing with so many different types of people, and when you can really like kind of understand people, I think it makes it so much easier. Yeah, you got to do a lot of pivoting because you
Yeah.
got to be like, oh, this person needs more of this, and you need this, and you need that. But to me, it makes it a lot easier. I realize everybody does not think like that.
Yeah,
or,
especially in terms of managing people, I feel like in order to be an effective manager of people, you have to be able to understand that.
Yeah.
Like you have to.
A lot of people don't.
And that's why there's a lot of bad managers.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Come on
Exactly.
For sure.
Exactly. A lot of people definitely don't. Well, the quote is from Michelle C. Clark on Twitter. Or Michael. I don't really know. Michael C.
Michael.
Clark. Oh, it's Michael. Okay,
Yeah, I
sorry.
think it's
It was
Michael.
spelled.
If it's the page I'm referring to.
Yeah,
I
it
think
is.
it's Michael.
Okay. Well, it doesn't have an A in it. Threw me
The page
off.
I'm thinking of.
Focus on what you can control. Why? Because when you do, you ground yourself in the present. You pull yourself back into a more mindful space. You empower yourself to think constructively. You force yourself to stop ruminating. You take your power back. That's a word.
All right, let's go.
Yeah.
I heard that.
Only what you
Amen
can
to
control.
that.
Only what you, because there's so many. I always tell people like there's so many things you can't control.
Yeah.
Like sometimes I was like, I can't foresee the future, so I'm not gonna come up with all these hypothetical situations at work. Because my personal life, baby, I'm
I
5
can't
years down the
control that,
line,
no.
and it's all bad. Like I'm always gonna go left. But when it comes to work, I'm like, well, let's just assess it when it comes.
But it's also living in the moment too.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's a big thing too. Is like I can't control this. I just got to be where I am right now.
Right.
And like I said, I could do that in every area of my life
Yeah.
outside of relationships. But it's something it's a mindful practice of mine.
I'm working on it. Yeah.
Working
Well,
on
you
it.
know, relationships
That's
is
all
two
right.
people. You know,
And that,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's not just you.
it's not just you.
Yeah.
You got to remember that.
Oh, I do.
I'm dead.
All right, guys. It's been real.
Holla.
Thank you so much.
Yo, thank you for
Chris.
having me.
Of course.
Yo, wow.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.